Askredditors that constantly post sexual questions. Why? They want to know what sex is like. Come on, I know what sex is like. I can prove it. Like, you know, when you grab a woman's breast and you feel it and it feels like a bag of sand when you're touching it. I hate sand. It's coarse and rough, and it gets everywhere. Edit, coarse. Padma Middle in, the 9-year-old virgin. More like the 9-year-old virgin in Padma Middle. Am I right? Edit. Great, now my top comment of all time is about freaking pedophilia. They horny. Delete the rest of these comments. He's got it. It's really that simple. What? Horny people on Reddit? I don't believe it. They are just biologists studying the human form and mating process. We beam them into our ships and probe their asshole. And you all freak out. We ask the questions in your internet. You all freak out. Can you just make out your human minds once and for all? I don't post, but I'm always curious about some of those questions. Some of them are just dirty for the sake of being dirty, but very few I'm actually interested in seeing responses. Because they're 14 and think a sexy older woman with meaty humps might answer. Meaty humps. Now the kid in the other row is wondering why I wiped my phone on my shirt. I don't think that's how motorboating works. They're 14 and they wanna be DEEP. r/im14 emphasis deep. r/that's the joke. r/you're just worse. Oh man, check out Quora. It's basically an Indian erotica site disguised as a successor to Yahoo Answers. Quora is really funny, both for the horn dogs who comprise most of it as well as the people who take themselves super seriously. To Quora wormholes I've been down. 1. Somehow found myself on the page of a lawyer who is mildly Quora famous for answering so many questions, and man, is she dedicated, though her answers are lacking, honestly. And 2, if you look up sociopathy, which I ended up doing for some ancillary reason at some point, then spiraled into another hole, there are tons of people role playing sociopaths and thinking they're smooth, or else who are actual sociopaths peacocking arrogantly in a bid to be seen as possessing Hannibal Lecter levels of genius, but who inherently don't because they are on Quora trying to brag about it. Yeah. Weird place. Yo, on Quora they legit write erotica and frame it as they are telling a true story from their personal experience. After you're like, WTF is this horn dog show? I've never once seen anything remotely sex related on Quora. Granted, it's curated, so all I see are questions like how to tell if my cat loves me and am I an alcoholic. If you think your cat loves you, you are an alcoholic. I don't post sexual questions. But when you wade past all the sarcastic or troll answers, there's a small amount of serious answers that are posted from sex havers. Even if I'm never part of that crowd, it's valuable information to read up on. You're right, there's some good information out there if you dig a little. I'm a happily married man who's had a steady sex life for 10 years now, but I've picked up a few tricks on this website and read more than a few funny stories. The really stupid threads are obvious and should be avoided, but the serious threads can be useful because frankly humans think about sex a lot and this is a really anonymous place. Exactly. It's both good humor and sex edition. They're curious/confused. Most Redditors are young, and most young people get abysmal sex edition. I learned a lot from those sexual questions on Reddit. Of course, if the question is like who is the sexiest, jaw-dropping, who test girl you've ever laid, then it's obviously because they are horny. But if it's stuff like what should every virgin know before having sex, the reason is either karma or curiosity. IDKY, but I always forget that the person I'm talking to could be a 12-year-old on here. I've probably argued with someone on here who has a bedtime and doesn't eat the crust on their sandwich. I pity the teenager who still has a bedtime. LMAO. But yeah. It's crazy to think that most people on Reddit still are youngins. Most are probably more in the like 16 to 22 age range though. I feel like most Redditors are in their 20s and 30s. I'm 16. And I always forget that not everyone is a high schooler. Also, I like that people don't know I'm a teenager cause then they take my arguments or point of view more seriously than if I was talking to an adult IRL who knew I was a teenager. 1. Sex is something that is not readily talked about among friends and family. Reddit provides a convenient way to discuss it without the usual embarrassment. 2. Horniness. 3. Sexual content, even just text, tend to get more attention. I never thought about it, but I think you are totally right on item 1. All 3, but number 1 strikes me as profound. I'm also high AF. Cause Reddit is full of hornballs that can't get laid cause of COVID. Well, that's their excuse. They couldn't get laid before COVID either, but you get the point. Tell me about it. I'm so tired of seeing people complain about being a virgin in every post, especially men's. Go outside, you might meet someone. Sounds ridiculous, I know. Stupid question. New to Reddit. What's cake day? Your day? I'm clueless as to what DF this means too. I think it's the birthday of when you made your account, but I'm not sure. If this is the case, I don't understand why everybody makes a huge fucking deal out of people's cake day. Yes, anniversary of creating your account. It's a big deal, because then people can ask for upvotes, because it's their cake day, and then they can get karma. Why are the imaginary internet points called karma important? Dunno. I guess because we all like validation. Femoids of Reddit. How many times do you do the sexing? And why not with me? How can I get quum of wussy? Backquote a crumb of pussy. My liege. How do I get this event in Crusader Kings? Enter in the Konami code to unlock the side quest. And they never post the important questions. Like, Darkwaby Darknetters have done Reddit. How dare you darken your dark dick with Dick Darper? Is saying vagina when you mean vulva like saying penis when you mean balls? If Tammy tickles 10 tentacles with her tits and Tommy taps 2 tittering teens, what does Tommy do? If feminists can wear pussy hats, why don't dickheads wear penis hats? My friend told me that tight underwear is bad for my scrotter sack. Why does he say scrotter sack in every sentence? If underage sex is non-consensual, then shouldn't Lolican be renamed Lalanoncan? How do boys cope with having such huge clitorises? Is that why they don't get their period? Lesbian bisexuals have gayed it. Did you transition straight from questioning to queer? Which makes your semen taste worse, MREs or MRAs? My partner has a ball joint doll fetish and we are visiting Colorado. Should I get him cannabis infused Rocky Mountain oysters as a prank? Which makes your semen taste worse, MREs or MRAs? Okay, well now I want to know the fucking answer. MREs for sure. Can always tell when my man is back from a week in the field. His having been gone for a week might have been a clue as well. Probably karma. This in conjunction with being too damn horny. You're horny and get karma from it. That's a double win. Sex sells. Horny teens. Because they watch too much porn. I thought about asking this myself. This sub is full of virgin teens. Enough said. Also r/gaming. They're perverts. I'm getting fucking tired of seeing what's the biggest sexiest penis that you've ever sexed. Like this subreddit usually has good posts, but I see at least 2 shitty sexual questions on my feed per day. 2. You're lucky. I sort by new. It's like every other question, and they're all the same. Usually from the same redditor. Creepy and gross. And sad. Mostly sad. I don't post these sexual questions, but I think the answer is this. People are just fucking horny. Probably because sex is a taboo subject in the United States, and it feels a bit risky and sexual at the same time. Cheap thrills for the short answer. If your idea of risk is posting a vaguely sexual question on a message board, you need to go outside. Didn't say it was mine. And by risky it is the context of the puritanical ideal that thinking about sin is just as bad as the sin. I wasn't assuming you were speaking from experience. Had a rhyme, just venting my extreme migraine induced frustrations. Fair enough. I'd rather the constant annoying sexual questions than the 100 same loaded political questions. The ones who talk the most get the least. Because it's about the only thing that gets attention on Reddit anymore, and they need that sweet karma to fill the void in their soul. Askredditors that constantly ask this exact question. Why? Asking the real questions here. Cause they wanna whack off to the responses. Because of sexy sex stuff. Yo dog, I heard you like sexual questions. So let me question those sexual questions with a sexual question. You got me there. Explaining the joke. depending on which words are emphasized. You got me there can mean you caught my sneaky trick or you caused me to have an orgasm. Probably karma farming. They aren't getting any. They're kumers. If you are new to Tattletale TV, please subscribe. We have new videos every day. Stay tuned for more coming up next.